Alright, welcome back to the next part of today's episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be coloring in the background and doing all that stuff and whatnot. So before we begin, if you enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and now let's get right into it, shall we? This one's probably not going to take that long. We should be able to get it done within probably like an hour, maybe. We'll see what happens. But, yeah. This is the world tree that these two are in front of right now. And its here tree is, just there as decoration. And most of the background isn't, accurate to what the original world tree drawing is. Which, if I remember correctly, back in album 40, it's this thing right over here. I probably could, improve upon it a little bit more. But I don't know what more I can do at the moment, so I'll just leave it as such. Anyways, yeah. The idea here is to show them off in the middle of the world tree. Also, is that supposed to be in front or behind? I guess it depends. Actually, matter of fact, I think this is technically supposed to be the only thing that's behind. So I could probably just cut this layer and have one be up here. Well, actually, no. Wait, how would I do that then? Oh god, what happened? There it is. I'm not sure how to do that. It might just be a case of me just having to not, shade in that portion over there. Or not shade in, brush these things in that portion over there. Just have it go over to here, and then just have that go behind it instead, like so. Which will also be a good idea in general. Assuming that's what it's supposed to look like, but looking at this does go out and around. So it does make sense that it would go in that direction. Anyways, yeah, this is the world tree. It's essentially the center point of the entire world of Etheria. Wait, hold on. Its roots span across very far and wide. Just like the distant Alpines, which I will show you it again. Oh, fuck, if I can remember where... here it is. The distant Alpines is a very far away part of the world, where these giant roots from the world tree resides. Technically, the world tree is supposed to be way, bigger than, well, what I was able to depict here. Essentially, it's supposed to be, the biggest tree in the world. I'm sure I can do a better job at making the world tree in general. Maybe I can have it in a comic formation, and we just have not comic formation, the cover, drawing cover for the series. And we just have it be this giant ass tree and whatnot. Seems like a pretty good idea to me, right, Cat? Right? But yeah. It's a pretty cool tree in this world, filled with magic and whatnot. Alright. So, anyways, this is the tree. There's still, many more, things that I could do to it in the future, but for now, I'm just going to get the basis of it done with. I can remember where mostly everything goes. Because you guys, most of your body is being hidden now by your aura. So I tried to get, the wings of the light goddess, almost exact like what we had in that one drawing. I was trying to do something similar with his wings in this department, but then it didn't look right, so I decided to do with a more, bat-like approach. I don't know how exactly I want to go about making their wings properly. At the moment, we'll leave it as that. It can change throughout many courses of time and whatnot. But, yeah. Alright, so I got this, technically the world trees instance here. I got one mountainside, which looks good for the left, and I got this mountainside for this, I think, unless this is not going to work. No, that'll work. Those mountains over there are going to have a more green look, don't you worry. Gonna get some lava in here just so we have it. And then I'm gonna get the rest of the mountains and then the grass there done with. And we'll be done with that. That's the good thing with this particular kind of background. There isn't really too much that I can do outside of like showing off mountains and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure there's probably something I can do, but I don't really know what I need. Like, it's not... I can't think of anything else I would put here outside of, like, a nice nature-filled area with a whole bunch of bright grass. Why is this thing doing that? There we go, I think. Nope, still doing it for some reason. Whatever. Wait, that's supposed to be a lake. Right, wait, what am I doing? I forgot about the whole, this... I'll just call this, well, no, this should be water. Because now I think about it, the water here is going to be a little bit more that. Oops, that. Now we have to get one for lava. And that's what this is. That's lava right there. Assuming I didn't screw up this. No, it's right. Yeah, there we go. Alright, okay, back to the grass, and now we can go on ahead and continue with the grass here. So, I have nothing more to say. Today is Tuesday. We're going to go ahead and post this on Thursday if we, have enough time to do so. We should be able to. I don't think it's going to take that long to get this done with. Or this description done with, I mean. Because I don't think there's too much to really talk about these two outside of, like, origins, their personality, and their names. All of the things that they are about and whatnot. That's all we really can talk about with these two. Alongside, their intentions, the creations that they've made, their morals and whatnot. The cults that came from them. The one that came from the goddess is the one that everybody follows. And the ones that come from the god of darkness is mostly followed by dark mages who wish nothing but for his return to take over the world. Whoops. Okay, I need to go in closer for this so I don't mess up. So that the darkness reigns through the world once more. At the very least, with his appearance, he will be able to do that without the... if they could do it without the goddess of light coming into play, because she will come into play, if they can do that, then the world is doomed, unless there's another powerful mage out there capable of dealing enough damage or having enough magic to be able to fight against a literal god. And that's the thing you gotta keep in mind here. You're literally fighting with somebody who created this world, out of which, if you're in this particular instance, the world that you are in. Which is not right. Not right at all. You're gonna get yourselves destroyed trying to fight against somebody who's essentially just somehow created this world that you are a part of. Which makes sense. But, yeah. That's definitely something that many of the more, I guess, the followers of the goddess of light are afraid of happening. Especially the depictions of the god of darkness, with him being a rather, how you say, a man filled with evil. Yeah, I guess that's like the best way I can describe it. Whose entire intentions in the world that he created was to provide conflict and, a lot of very dangerous creatures that fight amongst humans, as well as humans who are also not necessarily good either. And it makes sense. In worlds like these, there's usually always a good and a bad. People always have like those like good intentions and morals and whatnot. Whatever side of their morals kind of like lay upon. So it makes sense that in this world it would not be able to escape from the evil. And at least with the, the goddess here, in this instance, like, she tries her best to stop the god of darkness from, like, performing any more, misdeeds, I guess you would probably call it. She does actively fight against him. There's, I guess, one important tidbit to realize, which might be explained in the beginning. I don't know. It might have some explanation at some point about these two creations. Is the fact that her soul and his soul are interconnected with each other. So if he dies, she dies. But I don't remember if it was the other way around. I think it might have been just a case of one of them can absorb one another, which allows for them to live on indefinitely. But she's not selfish enough to do such a thing. But he is. So if she kills him, then she will die. If she were to just absorb his essence inside of her, then she would live. Because he's not the kind of person who would do that. Especially somebody who's supposed to be morally good throughout the entirety of this here, world and series or whatever. Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. I need to go here. It is interesting to see what it would be like, though, when the time comes, so I hope we can get there soon. You've seen even any of the rocks here. 80? Yeah, you can barely see the rocks. But yeah. Oop, wait, no, that's the wrong one. I gotta go to the water, you fool. She's a good person. He's not. And that's it. That's really all there is I can think of in that department. Alright, so now I'm going to get all these rocks in before I go any further. It's good to have some rocks here and there, you know what I mean? Have some of it be faded in so it looks like it's hidden in the grass somewhat. Alright, now for the next set of rocks. Probably just take these rocks and use them on the other one as well. Well, there's only really like one rock that I can use actually, so it's not going to be that bad. Get some rocks up here alongside the snow. Get some snow-covered rocks, some whites. I get a different shade of white so that we have more white rocks taking over. And now it's time for this side. Well, I guess first things first, let me go ahead and grab rock 1A. Probably should make that 20, actually. Don't know which rock side that is, but that's fine. Alright, good, great, fantastic. And now before we fully get into the, instance, there's going to be more than I want to do effect-wise here, but for now, I'm going to put the sky in. So, let's see. I guess we're going to do a light blue sky. And we're going to have a nice... I don't know if that's the shade I want, but let's see. No. How about that? Yeah, that'll do. So I guess to make this a little bit more precise in where it needs to be. Boom. And now there's the sky. Full on red. Alright, Alright, then we got the sun, which is simple enough. Probably should be a little bit brighter, actually. Whoops. Then we got the moon. God, every time I type moon out, I feel compelled to put two N's there because of my creation. Alright, cool. That probably should be brighter. Moonlight on this side, sunlight on that side, and whatnot. There's more here that I want to add, but first things first. We're going to go ahead and shade everything, but before I do... Alright. Now here come... Well, what does it look like if these two were hidden? Yeah, most of it's unfinished, but I guess it doesn't exactly matter too much. So, now we're going to go ahead and shade in the tree as best we can and have it in the area where it needs to be, as best as it needs to be. Yeah, there we go. And now for you, the tree 1B. Yes, of course. Probably not going to have too much going on for... Oh god, where is everything? It's doing that thing. Don't tell me I have to close it again. Okay, good. Nothing's occurred yet in the closing department. Good. But we only have to close it and reset everything back to where it was before. 16 minutes in. Pretty good time, actually. Don't know what I plan on doing after this. I mean, there's not really much that I need to do. I plan on doing the Macabre horror drawing in one full sitting after I've posted the, what do you call it, drawing with, Miss Joke. I just remembered my technique. Hold on, I gotta go on ahead and do this. I gotta try this out in full now. Okay. Remember that thing I discovered not too long ago? Well, let's see what that looks like now, shall we? First, I'm going to delete this. Next, I'm going to put this in. Third, I'm going to shade it in so that we get the look that we should get, I think. Like so. Next, I'm going to bring up the saturation. Oh, look at that lava. And now that that's in, I don't know how the hell that works. But there's our lava instance from afar. It looks like actual lava now. I can't believe I found the the perfect lava color. Of course, it looks weird having to do it like this, and for it to look proper, you have to shade it in before you do anything, because now it just looks like a stream of cum out of a volcano, which is not right. But you know what? That's what our mind went to first and foremost, and we are owning up to it. Better than what most other people can say, who are just like, no, I didn't mean to say that, and I'd be like, nah, I meant to say that. I literally created a level in a literal Hugh Neutron fan game in my head that's called Dick Planet. I even explained or told you all the levels and the freaking worlds that Hugh Neutron has to be forced to go through. Even told you what the music would sound like in some areas of Dick Planet, like that baby making tunnel. I don't remember. I would have to open up the thing, but I don't feel like opening up right now. I want to try to focus on getting this done with. Now, I am curious, though. Let me see what this looks like as is. Oh, I see having it brighter does make it a little bit not dark. Or not the right color. So I'm going to do this. Yeah, so let's try not to do mid-tone that much. Now, I'm curious to see what this would look like. Right off the bat, just check it. I want to see. I want to see if this actually does anything. Not bad. Not necessarily. I guess that'll do. God, it looks so much like lava. I don't. I can even give you the color specs. It's 186 in the red, 182 in the green, and 178 in the blue. I mean, I'm sure there are other dull colors that we can like experiment with. I'm not going to do it now, of course, but I'm sure there's other dull colors that you can bring the saturation to 100 up and get some pretty unique looking stuff. Actually, I wonder. No, because it's going to be bright. Unless I have it be a bright... okay, hold on. I want to test something here for a quick second. So, I'm going to do this. It's going to be dull. I'm not going to use the sky instance. I'm going to make a sky test. So I don't have to like go through the whole process of fixing it if it doesn't work. Now, what does this look like if I bring the saturation all the way up? Alright, well, obviously it's not going to look like anything if I don't, like, shade it in first. How about now? I'm not getting that extreme, like, instance that we had with the lava. Does that actually look better than the other sky? Not really. Well, the other sky hasn't even been, like, shaded in yet. Plus, there's going to be smoke there anyways. I'm sure there's more that I can do in that department. I'm sure that there's more that I can experiment with. But I should probably do the rest of this first, shouldn't I? Dang old cat fur on the monitor. Cat fur on the monitor. Don't you ignore me. Sleeping there with your head like that. It's not even in any specific position. She's sitting in a very peculiar, like, ear length where her head looks a lot more wider than it usually does. I don't know how to explain it. I would take a picture, but I think... Oh, wait, no, she didn't do anything. Oh, God, don't you reflect. Just... wide head. I dropped the phone on the bed and she's not perturbed. I'm gonna poke her. Yep, she's fast asleep. I saw her whisker twitch. Oh, scratch behind her ears. I just made her dream 100% better. She got some ear scratches. I'm gonna do some maybe you were already awoken, but you wouldn't move when I scratch your ears. You're just squinty eyes at me. I wish I could fall asleep as fast as you do. Now you're just purring while your eyes are closed. I'm gonna poke your nose. I wish I could just fall asleep immediately. I don't know how people are just able to just do. With me, I'm just like moving around, a lot of stuff going on in my head, stuff like that. Thought process is not shutting down. That's the problem with over an active imagination. It's just hard to really turn it off sometimes, which is good to not be able to turn it off for a few reasons, really. What you looking at? Poke. Is your favorite ear scratches? Or is that similar to your dreams, except a lot less head bobbing because your head is in a very specific position when you bob your head? I mean, anyways, man, I am glad I figured out that that new lava technique. It's so strange. You know, you don't think you would learn any new techniques going 7 years, a little over 7 years if you count the fact that we started in February. I'm only going off of the 7-year mark in DeviantArt, but considering the fact that we've been doing this for 7 years, it's still so strange to like learn a new technique. And what's even great is that you can like do some color adjustments, and I mean, It's probably not going to do anything for the water, but it's worth a shot. Okay, right, hold on. Before I do that, I should, at the very least, do this. I'm curious to see if that lava texture is also going to help with the water texture in some way, shape, or form. Now, it makes sense for the lava texture because it's all bubbly and fiery looking, right? I probably should try to make that look like it's more like magma pouring out, so it's not like what the water is. Although the water is a little bit less deleted as it, or not as deleted as it should be, I should say. Word and just look at my finger. Wow! 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 Now you're just yawning. Anyways, yeah, as I was saying. Oh, no, that's the sky. I'm sure there's more that I can do with that. I just don't know how else I can, apply that technique to anything other than lava at the moment. Or maybe poison. A nice bat of poison or something. Or chemicals. Hell, we could even probably use, I don't know, if we can get a swirl going. I know there's a way you can get some swirl look going in the distort thing, but that's it's not contained. It has to go all over the place. Maybe there's a way I can have an artificially made swirl by having a dull color and then saturating it by 100. That's a discovery right there, though. That's for certain. Full on saturation. You need lava. There's lava. I tried that by the other lava color that we had before, and it just is not going to look right. I don't think I'm going to try to get a color similar to what we have. I mean, I probably could just invert it, right? I could probably switch the color value around. That would be on the inverted spectrum. And of course, well, that should work, theoretically speaking. That is still blue. Question is that the color blue that we want for the water? And are we going to do the saturation thing properly for it to look good? I will still keep the current water texture, which is why I'm probably going to try to adjust it a little bit before. No, Mountain Onesie, you idiot. Which is why I'm probably going to try to adjust it a tiny bit more. Because if that water technique we have doesn't work, we'll just go for the old try and true method. If I'm using that, if I'm saying that phrase right, first off. Man, I've been thinking over about some old games that I've made long ago when I was young. I don't know how young I was, but I was probably 13 during the time. I don't know when Game Maker was a thing in my life. Anyways, I don't know when Game Maker was, but I have been making games for a long time, ever since I was probably just a teenager. Even when I was a kid, a Paint Maze game that I was making on MS Paint, as crude as manual as it was, I was still making a game out of it. I don't know how old I was. 6, 8, I don't know, hard to tell. I can't really quite remember most of my childhood. Although I do know that it was during... So maybe I was around 10 during that? Probably. I don't know, I must have been around 10. But yes, I was making games. I even had this one game called Arnold's Assault, which is literally just Arnold Schwarzenegger. I even did the voice acting as well. It was only one music, though, that I found off the internet. I do want to try to adjust that a bit by making my own music. We'll see what occurs. Alright, I'm going to go on ahead and take this 186, 178. 178, 178. Alright, I'm going to see how this is going to look now. I'm going to do a feather of 5? Or do I do feather of 10? Is that going to be an issue? I don't know. Okay, well, I guess no matter what, we have to delete some of it anyways, so I'll just try to delete some of the edges here, like so. Anyways, I was looking back at this one game that I made called Puzzle Madness, which was literally just like this red cube that you played as. And it was just a 2D platformer. And I've been trying to remember all there was to it in case I wanted to try to remake, well, not remake it, but make a new one of it. Because I remember that it was like this. There was 8, like, zones, I guess you would call them. And each zone had 10 levels and a boss fight. Kind of similar to what I have for Labyrinth, except it's 6 zones. But for some reason, I had like a Chapter 2 instance where it's literally just like another 80 levels that I was going to implement. And the levels got increasingly difficult, way more difficult than they needed to be. And it was basically just like jumping the shark, putting a whole lot of gimmick stuff in there. If I were to remake this game, it would probably be refined to only 80 levels. See, I'm not sure. I mean, I guess there's a way this could work. Hold on. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try to do something with... Oh, whoops. No, layer via copy. Huh. That... Hold on a second. This is not exactly what I want. Huh. That's the closest I've ever gotten to a ripple effect. Huh. Hold on, I can refine this. I got time. There's not a whole lot that I need to do here anyways. That does create a ripple effect. Interesting. But we gotta really be very careful with how we do this, and we can't really see it till the end. Okay, hold on. 80, what if I put regular water on there as well? Maybe an overlay. Or maybe have this be 50? I mean, it does kind of work to an extent. Because now we got a cool looking texture here. Back to normal. Now if I refine it a bit by trying to get rid of the little bits and pieces, the shorelines to show. Maybe try to do some clone tool magic. No, that's a bit too much. I mean, it's there. The concept is there. What if I did this instead? Maybe not 80, but like 70. So that way we have like a texture-based instance. And of course, we can still use the texture. Ooh, I passed it. We can still use... I passed it again. We can still use this texture, though. Not like this is going to ever be replaced. This is still pretty good for like a nice water texture. But now we've got even more water texture. Oh my god. It works! It kind of freaking works! Water full saturation. I'm amazed. Did we just find a new way to do water? Lava we already knew about, but we have ourselves a new way to do water. Okay, alright. Good. It kind of works perfectly. We might even be able to get a much nicer looking ocean now. Can't wait for the next ocean drawing, whenever that's going to be. I don't know when that's going to be. Why are you twitching? You went deep sleep again, Cadillac? What are you looking at? You just took a second to look around in front of you, and you're like, wait, that's gotta be you. You're the only one who has the ability to make loud noises like that.
What's wrong, Mew Mew? Meow.
Alright, let's see. Yes. New water texture. Like it. There's still more that I can do with this, though. I want to go on ahead and have some, like, magma splash coming off the sides. Now, this might not be the best when it comes to shoreline-based stuff, but I'm sure we could probably find a way. I'm sure there's a way, right, Cat? When you look at your chops and look at me with your one eye like this and your other eye like this. You need to rub your eye. You're just trying to bite me. There you go. Is that better? What you looking at? Now the other eye's just tired, I guess. Alright, let's see. So now we want to do this for the mountainside, of course, cracked alongside this Craig-looking texture. And outside of that, I want to do a little bit more to the mountains here to make it look like it's a more, you finally got up, started to walk around. It's probably for the best that you try to fall asleep around my sleep schedule so that I don't have to worry about you when you're in heat. You're not in heat, thankfully. And hopefully that won't happen for a long ass time now. But yes. I gotta get some clouds in here. There's a few like effects that I need to do, but let me at least try to get some of this done with. Wait, do I want to put maybe an ocean here? I mean, why not? An ocean here. Let's try it. I can do that. Well, let me at least try to finish up this first. I don't think there's too much here that I need to do. There's not a lot of the trees showing in this. Well, I guess some of it is showing here. So it doesn't make sense for me to not fully do it. And now we got this stuff over here. Do you wanna be? And now, do you want to be on the other side? Because you were about to be another layer. Well, no, you weren't about to be another layer. That one was. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Anyways, now the other side of the tree. Not simple enough. Oof. I guess I probably should get the clouds and stuff done with first. Just remember where I want the, what do you call it to be? I should probably gonna be like right about here. Cloudy day, but the sun's still shining and whatnot, because that we're gonna have to use that as like the light that comes from the this side over here. Now I need black for the smoke clouds over here. Wait a minute, you should be above all of this stuff. What am I doing? I'll try to have the moonlight be shown a bit more though, so that it's not like completely darkened. Nice dark clouds and whatnot. Notice how she has like a field of flowers and he has like a volcanic field. It makes sense that this is the kind of regions that he made in order for his fiery creations to run amok the world at large and whatnot. And now there's the magma, which actually I'm curious. Would this work? Would this be better? This might actually be way better magma for something like this. I'm going to try it out. I have no clue how this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to look. It's going to look very strange at first. But the idea here is to make it look like magma is pouring out. I'm curious if changing the thing is going to make it actually change into like, what do you call it? Or if I have to go on ahead and shade the thing first and foremost. We'll see what happens. This is the lava one, right? Yeah. 86 is in the right area. Alright, let's see. Well, you guys can see it, I can't. So it's not fully shown. I'm going to try to do a little bit more. And then we're going to shade everything in once we feel like we got everything we need. Oh god, what's moving? Almost moved the bush. Didn't want to do that. That's not what I want. Okay, just want to make sure that I was still on... Well, of course I'm still on magma. Because if I was on lava... Well, how would this look double saturated? Nothing's changed. If nothing looks changed... It looks like it's not as changed as you would think it would be. Alright, it's fine. And now... Oh, wait, just be a 10. Well, what does that look? I just did that side, and only that side. What does that look like? Red? Maybe. Maybe some reds here and whatnot. Some reds here. Mostly yellows. Should mostly be yellows here, right? Don't know if you're even going to be seeing most of it. Alright, let's see. That is a strange look. What if I were to do some more darkness here? Now let's see how that looks. I'm not sure. It definitely does look like an interesting type of magma. What does it look like from afar? That could work. Let me adjust it a bit, actually, in its current form. Maybe make it look like it's a part of the lava here. And it's splashing out right out here. Now go to highlights for a second. Maybe don't highlight that. It just looks like fire. I mean, from afar, it definitely does look, you know, I don't know, it's a test. Oh, wait a minute, actually, hold on, I got an idea. We could do what we just learned, we use what we just learned here for eruption. Not like a full-on eruption. I'm going to go for a flow of 5 and an opacity of 10 for this one. Or 20, I mean, not 10. I've already been doing 10. And make it larger so the lava looks like it's coming out more. Try to delete some of the edges here so it's not too off looking. Now what does this look like as it stands? Got it. So we gotta do some this. I'm going to switch over to this and see what highlight does for the top side. Okay, now I'm going to make this one darker now. That's the wrong one. Control U. I don't know about the top side, though. Let me see. Actually, let me delete some of the top side so that we only get it on certain areas. Now let's see if that worked. Kind of, but not really. Let me try to do this now. I'm not sure. Alright, I got an idea. I use the smudge tool to bring it back into its smoky form. It's not working as well as I think it is. I think I'm missing a vitally important thing here. What if I did this? Make it look like it's erupting, like so. We'll try. We're just testing things out here. That's all it really is. It's just testing things out. Now it just looks like some of it's darker. Unless I were to bring this with a 20% opacity deletion. Hard to say. Whoops, that's inverting. Wait, invert? Invert looks weird. Now it looks weird. What does it look like if it's invert? I'm curious. Oh god, it just changes into blue lava. But I could probably just do something like this. Oh wait, actually that red glow does look pretty good. Okay, now actually, yeah, we'll keep the red glow. Why not? That actually probably looks way more like lava than the lava here does, actually. Hold on, I wonder. Does red look better for lava? Hard to say, really. Just look like Cheetos. I guess we could probably just adjust it by doing a shadow midtone here. No, still doesn't look as good. Midtone then? I guess. Lava is supposed to be bright and hot, right? Because of all the lights and whatnot. Now I'm just misremembering what it's supposed to look like because of all the games and whatnot. I'm gonna say I'm actually quite surprised of how cool that looks. Didn't get the thing I wanted, but you know what? That's fine because that looks good. I don't even know how the hell I got to that. I just like messed around with some things and whatnot. And the background here is a good test in anyways. With this new technique, we gotta try to get some experience with it in... what do you see? You see an insect? No, you're eating your food. Do not look over. Do not distract. Alright, good, great, fantastic. So now it's time to try out making an ocean. Whoops, now I go there. Try out making the ocean with this technique. I have no idea how this is going to look, but I am going to try and keep it relatively intact. What does this look like now? Damn, it's not straight. And also, I think I did too much. Let me do that so I don't have to keep removing that every time I go there. Alright, let me try shift. Oh god, why are you like that? What does that look like as it stands? Okay, it's a ripple setup. Damn it, stop it. Alright, what does that look like now? Okay, some of the ripples got screwed up halfway in. Where did it screw up? Was it here? Oh, yep, definitely there. Oh god, do not invert the ocean. Now we're gonna accidentally make a lava ocean here. Okay, what if I do this instead? How does that look? Oof. How did I do that one? Did I just do like one sweep or something, and that's that? Still looks a bit off. It makes sense for lava because of the way it looks. But how am I going to do that to the ocean? There's a way. There's a way I can do this. Let me try textures first. Textures is going to be interesting. Oh god, no. Not invert. Nope, the textures did not do anything. Let me try it without all the stuff and just with the textures and see if that does anything. Whoops. Damn it. Nah, at least not with this one. How about I try it with this at 5? I'll do a big sweep and see what that does. This is all just a test. It could work. Hold on. Yeah, but it's looking too grainy. So maybe not that, but we're on the right track. What if I do it at 170 and shift through it constantly? I feel like there's gonna be holes in this ocean. Damn, I'm not sure. The lava had like perfect. We somehow managed to get it somewhat perfect here. So what am I missing here? Damn. Maybe just go ham and see where it leads us. Try to keep it relatively straight. See, I'm not sure. Because now it just looks too, what do you call it? I mean, I guess it looks good for an overlaying texture. I'm going to keep trying to adjust it here a bit. I'm sure there's something here to make this look good. Okay, let me try something. I will save this as water because it looks like I might be needing it. I'm going to have another water texture down here. I'll just call this 1B. And I will just have a basic water overlay here. For the lava, it makes sense for it to have the setup where it is. But this one's different. Overlay. How about 50? Or 30? See, that's the thing. I don't know. We can still put this here for this particular part of the texture. There's more that we can do to try to like adjust the way this looks. I just don't know how to do it yet. I'm going to switch over to this. Going to make the waters here brighter. Definitely would like to have brighter waters here. Not that bright. Maybe delete this portion. Oh god. I wish you would just stay locked. I'll just do this then. And I'll have this be at like 125. Delete that portion. Do the same with this. What's it look like now over here? Doesn't look like I deleted it. Of course it's not. It's gotta be at 100 opacity, you idiot. Try it again. With nothing getting in the way. Maybe move this up a bit more so it's not that noticeable. I mean, how well can you make water look with my particular style? I'm not sure. Also, oh, that's just a smirch or whatever it's called. I'm gonna see if I can double layer this. Just because. No, not this one. This one, yes. I'm gonna see what I can do. Again. Let's see what this looks like. Looks terrible. I had a certain science to it. How did I do it before? Because I'm not like doing it the proper way. Oops. Looks like a whirlpool. But if I just go on ahead and make this 30, make it overlay. And of course, if I can go to E, delete the top side like so. Does that make a difference? Well, it does make it look brighter, which I guess is good, but I'm not sure. I mean, it's a start. It's a nice looking texture for stuff like this. But for the ocean, I think there's still some more tests that we can do to make it look nicer looking. As I've said before, this is a relatively new technique that I'm learning here. Self-made technique. One that's literally just making something saturation high as hell and going off of that. Oh god, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to go to here, you idiot. I don't even know what the hell I did. Was that like history erase or something? I guess technically, yeah, it started off white for some reason. I don't know why it started off white. Usually it starts off blank. Yeah, that is history erase. Weird. Why would you need that? Oh well. Anyways, yeah, I think that's all that I can really do with that technique for now. I do want to put some more sparkles in the water, though. That's what I will do. I do say I like that one a lot. Man, this new technique is definitely going to take some time to learn. It is definitely different from what most people are going to do. Oh, wait, that's not right. I wanted white sparkles. I mean, I'm sure there's a name for what I'm doing. Oversaturation, how you get like certain water textures and lava texture over here. With lava, it makes sense for it to look like that because it's like lava. And that's just a bonus. But that's right there is what we're looking for when it comes to water. Which makes sense here. I guess in the shoreline instance, we don't need to have like all of... I mean, that does look good though. It looks better than like most recent waters that I have made before in the past. So I'm glad we've learned a new... Whoops. Again, go to O, you idiot. Why the hell does my brain keep thinking E is the dodge tool? Anyways, as I was saying before, it's a matter of just trying to learn a new technique. Okay, I don't remember what I was trying to say before, but it's fine. It's fine because, you know, these kinds of things happen. You're not going to be able to remember what you were saying before because you're getting distracted because of ADHD or some shit, I don't know. And I think I had it once before when I was a kid, and I don't know if that's still persisting. I no longer take medication for it. Though it's not like I really need any assistance focusing. Flour. I'm really capable of doing most things just fine now. I don't know what that stuff was used, that the particular type of munition that was on did exactly. I don't know, maybe my creativity and my sheer focus on wanting to create stuff allows for me to stay focused heavily within this particular kind of instance. Although speaking is a pain in the ass though sometimes. But when is it never? That's just usually me, because I don't really talk. I usually stay silent and whatnot. You know how it be. You know how it is. Did I not do anything with the sky here? The sky doesn't even look that lit up. Yeah, hold on. I want to do some more work with the sky here before I do anything else. I think that's all for the flowers that I need here. I don't know what more I need for the, what do you call it here? Okay, not that blue. Just find a fine line between the blues that we need and the blues that we don't need. And now some yellow. How about this? Kind of. Yeah, I guess sure, why not? And we can have some magenta red over here. Don't know what happened to the sky to be so red and still show the moon. Although, of course, if we have a sky, if this is supposed to be what, well, You would still see the moon, obviously, but would you even be able to see any stars in an area filled with a red sky like that? I'm not sure if you would. Well, one thing's faux. Wait, no. What are you doing? That's not what I want you to do. I want you to go here and then grab these textures. Okay, maybe not at 10, maybe at 5. And then have some of this. I wonder if there. Okay, I'm gonna do some. Okay, maybe not that. I'm gonna do another test here with the sky. Maybe. Well, let's just see what it looks like if I bring saturation up for all of them. Well, the blue doesn't really take that much of a change, but the red just makes it look more red. There really is just a very specific thing with the faded in colors, which makes me wonder if the sepias have any specific, like, unique instances when it comes to something like that. Oh yeah, wait, hold on, I forgot about the moon. Gotta texture that moon in. You can barely even see the textures here. I'm gonna bring this to 10 now. Okay, we are a little over an hour into it. Did some experimentation and whatnot to see what looks good. I think we're on a really good track here. Oops, I did not want to load selection. I don't know what load selection did. I'm going to back out of that just in case that screws something up, instead of just deselecting it and moving on. And now the moon will also get a little bit of bright color to it. Luckily, the world tree isn't actually in the volcanic area or a meadow field with some water and whatnot. Luckily for it. What's wrong, Cadillac? Poke. You're gonna look at me, narrowing your eyes like this. Alright, let's see. I don't know what more I can do with the background that I need to do. Did I get the rocks in here? I did get the rocks. You can just barely see them. Hold on, let me do some shitberg. Hey, when well, actually, I think I could probably fix this with the clone tool. Okay, well, I guess. No, God, that again. Erase, you idiot. There we go. Yeah, that's a good thing with this particular type of texture. Somehow cloning certain parts of the it's fine. Somehow cloning certain parts of the texture here allows for the for crying out loud. Why can't you default back to 0 when I'm not using that anymore? There. I don't know how the hell it still keeps the texture relatively the same. I guess because of the way it looks all broken up and stuff makes it look like it's natural. So that's good to know. It's good to know for any time we have that nonsense occurring. Instead of trying to fix it, just clone it on there. Alright. I think the background is about as done as it can be. I mean, there's probably a few things I could adjust here. Like maybe the grass, make it darker underneath the bushes and whatnot. That's not the grass I want, but while I'm here, I might as well do this. And this. That's the water, I want the grass. And I'll probably highlight the bushes here. Just because. The highlights are going to face towards the sun more, because I think that would look cool. And then some highlight over here, and highlight over here. Like how I said that was snow, but it's starting to look more like sand, just like a sandy mountain. It doesn't exactly matter. It just looks like a unique looking mountainside, you know? Not even a mountain, more like little hills and whatnot. A lake with an ocean over there. And this guy's got a volcanic region. Too bad most of the trees in the way, but that's fine. Alright, now for the last bit. Well, I think with all the auras and stuff that are kind of like in the way of the gods, I need to get them their own separate shadows here. So I gotta grab this, deselect this stuff. Is everything I need selected on you? Looks like it. And make selection 0. Good. So they're all going to be somewhat in their own separate, like, lighting instance. You can barely... okay, well, of course you can barely see it. It's not 10 and 30. Well, you can barely see his hair as it is. But that's fine. He's supposed to have dark hair. I don't want him to be like the completely muscular-looking appearance. We're going for that more, not full-on pretty boy villain, kind of like what they have for Sesshomaru and Inuyasha, and I guess technically speaking Naraku. And I guess technically speaking, what was his name again? Kirimaru or something, and Yashahime. We're going for that more, still like, muscular, got those muscles, but does not look like one of those hardened-faced villains like that one, like where is it? Like this guy right here, who is very fugly-looking. While this guy, despite being a total douche, a total dick, calculative, and evil, looks quite handsome for someone of his appearance. Wait a minute. Ah, shit, the cape. Ugh. I forgot the cape. Okay, it's fine. Just do not shade in that part. That's all we need to do is just do not make a shadow there. Shit. Okay, you know what? I will just reselect. We do not need the cape. Even though it's good they want to have the cape here. I forgot the fact that the cape is technically in the way, or underneath her thingy. Her, dress? I don't know. I don't think the cape even really needs a shadow there, honestly. No, that's... oh, go to B. Why is my brain momentarily forgetting how to do the B? The brush. Brush is B and whatnot. I mean, it is clear that we do have relatively good-looking people here. Hell, even Gwyneth's father looks good-looking for somebody who's supposed to look like, a bear, I guess you would call it. Where the fuck was that again? What was that? What album was that again? I don't remember. I just passed it. Hold on. It's gotta be in 43. Where the fuck are you? Wait, is it not in 43? Is it 42? No, it wouldn't be in 42. It would be in 44. I just didn't look hard enough. Here it is. Oh, look at him. Nice hair, beard, hair. I only get to see this guy's eyes, but he does have a nice build. I still prefer Gwyneth, though. Well, obviously, because I'm more attracted to women than I am bears or, dreadlocks and the slim body looks and that figure that's like chiseled jaw. And there's another character, actually, like that. Although, again, it's just it's more of a case of, pretty boys, except for, where was it again? Ganthrop. I mean, Ganthrop is more masculine, of course. I forgot what their two names are. I did give them names, though. And then we've got Damadora. This guy right over here. And then this guy. But it's more, not pretty, but more like, I don't know the word, the definition. It's like in between of handsome and pretty. I don't know. Again, it's more of a case of just, we're just trying to diversify. Oh yeah, especially that one drawing. You remember that drawing? I think it was album 50. Was it album 50? Had to have been album 50. Where the fuck is... ah, here it is. Now we got like, old, muscular, that's not really a pretty boy, but more like would it be in... nah, I don't know. I don't know the term. And we got this guy over here. And like multiple. I mean, all of them have like good looks. Minus this guy because he's more elderly looking. We haven't really gotten like any like character so far in this that looks very off-putting. Like the only off-putting character we ever made in any series so far that I can think of is Darvin. Gone, another fucking image. And I guess Avden, to an extent, I mean, Avden definitely does look off-putting when you look at his freaking body, the way it, I mean, you saw Avden, right? Avden, over here, this guy right there, this giant muscles and whatnot. But no, yeah, even then, I don't even know if you would consider that to be, I mean, he is, like, disgusting in the way, I mean, yeah, like, look at that. He's got liver spots, or whatever that's called. He's not good looking. He definitely has a strange appearance to him. So yeah, we've got ourselves at least a few characters who don't look good, who aren't meant to look good. It's hard to say, really. And even Cain, you got that like very specific, like kind of masculine energy, despite his like receding hairline going all the way up to here, in this spot right over here somewhere, I think. But Cain's a powerhouse. There's also that mad scientist guy, but again, it's just like an old man. I mean, we got like several freaking characters. It's so insane to me that we still got more characters. Like, even though we've made these two before, we're now making them in their full, like, appearance. Showing them in their full light, getting every single bit of detail that we can in some instances here and there, while not putting too much detail in there. Again, too complex is going to be a pain in the ass to redraw them if we do more of them. My point still stands. It's good to want to try to keep a relatively simplistic appearance, although these are a little bit more complex, which makes sense because it's supposed to be godlike. There's a hole in this pocket. Good thing I don't use this pocket. The wings will not have any, what do you call it here? They don't need shadows and whatnot. And I guess since you are technically a part of her, well, let me just make sure everything's here. I don't think I've ever made, generally, like, unattractive lady character before. I don't think I did. I'm trying to look back on the creations that I've made. Like, obviously, with the older drawings, like my terrible old style aside, I don't think I've ever made purposefully an unattractive woman. Well, then again, I have never really purposely made an unattractive male either. Some people would see some of the guys that I've made as handsome. Even the more muscular and bear-type characters. I have not made somebody where nobody ever finds them attractive. Honestly, I just haven't really had any of... I mean, let's not forget about the entities, though. Those creations. I mean, I have made some disgusting-looking creations before. I don't know when I made that one. I don't think I was making entities when I started doing YouTube. You know, like the Hideous Hydra guy, for instance. That's definitely an example. The Head Gobbler. That's another one, if I can remember what the hell he was. God, how long ago was that? What album was that? Damn, I do not know. Was it 34? Ah, here he is. Oh, yes, look at this nightmare fuel right there. I have definitely made some very, very disturbing creations before, but those are monsters, entities, if you will. Not anything that actually is, disturbing in the humane sense, or disgusting looking. Which I guess is good. Hell, even that one trucker guy. Where was that drawn? Oh, in the same album. Look at him. Although this was an older style, where the faces was much more longer and the perspective of the eyes were definitely way off. I mean, you can see the way I've been doing eyes lately with the most recent drawing. What was that, 50? With the cafe group you saw last Art Time episode, with the eyes like that. you can still see like some of that here. If I did that Trucker Man here, it would look way better. I mean, yeah, I have been getting a lot better. And actually, that was like, what, album 33? Despite the fact that album 33 wasn't really that... That's like the middle album, right? Is it? No, wait. 1, 2, 3... God damn it. 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, wait, no. 25 through 32 is the middle album section. Despite the fact that we're only like 3 albums in and we just started 51 not too long ago. So, yeah, we're definitely improved somehow. I'd like to think I've been getting better at, like, anatomy. A lot better. Although perspective still is a pain in the ass sometimes. I think I'm getting somewhat better. I still question half of, like, the perspective and the anatomy from the perspective that I make. I get anatomy. That much I get. It's the perspective that just screws with me sometimes, you know? The perspective is a bit of a pain to work with sometimes. Especially if you're doing like a very complex looking character design. And you're trying to figure out how the hell you're going to get the perspective. Like in this instance right here. This is a good example. Because he's supposed to look like his arm is like right in this particular position. This here, that going out like that. So kind of like, actually, I might even showing it on camera. Kind of like this. Where his arm is out like this, and his other arm is out like here. Just about. I think I did good, though. The strap here might be a little bit much, but it's fine. Arm size is about the same as it needs to be. Yeah, it's such a pain perspective. You have no idea how much of a pain it is to do perspective half the times. Alright, there's not too many shadows that I need to do here. But we're almost done. We're getting close to done. Close to done. Oops, son of a bitch. God damn it, now it's some... I need like some form of like OBS line or something to show me where the hell that's supposed to go. And I keep thinking I'm moving it too far, but I'm not moving it too far. How? Ugh, so annoying. These windows need to have like a lock mode or something. Yeah, not too much in the way of perspective here. We're probably going to have some orange lighting there or something. Yeah. What are you doing, cat? Yawning and turning your head as you look around. Not gonna meow. Yeah, she how it is. Okay, we have the special swatch fully saved, right? I'm gonna just double check. Yeah, I do. Good. I am curious about the sepia stuff, though. Now we're on the fog. Your whiskers are all over the blanket. Just like spread out. Alright, let's see. So the fog here I actually want to have be a bit different. Bring that to 100. I'm going to have 2 different types of fogs. But first I gotta see if this is going to look good. A nice red fog in this guy's position. A nice golden fog in this girl's position. Gold and darkness. Light and darkness and whatnot. And the fogs here will share the same pattern behind them. Only I think this one's going to be, I don't know, dark red. No. Do this. Yeah, dark red, but the moon is shown. Or maybe have the moon and the sun overtake the fog on both sides. And I'll have this one be a light yellow. Or should it be more like light pink? I don't know, I kind of want to go for a more golden appearance. How about this? Not sure about that one either. How about this? Nope. How about full-on yellow? Too yellow. How about... no, it's too dull. How about this shade of yellow? Somewhat better. Light blue? I'm not sure. How about pink? Again, let's try pink again. Too pink. How about this shade of pink? Slightly better? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna do this one more time. Well, actually, I don't think we need that there. I'm gonna just finish up this water then. Her voice is in a very specific... Oh, don't move. Pay attention to the camera. Just taking a few just in case. I'm gonna try to show it to you. Come on. Here it is, there's our whiskers. Doing that for some reason. What you looking at? Alright, back to it. I don't think there's too much more that I need to put here. I think now we just need to put in the... Oh. I don't know how I want. I think I'll just have it be on its... no, it's probably better to just have it be on its own separate instance. So the sun rays are right over here. Have some of the rays go here. Two different forms of lighting. One on the left, one on the right. She created the sun to provide light to all creations. He created the moon to provide darkness to the entire world. While these aren't necessarily... This isn't necessarily a moon, so to speak. More so just like a ball of, like, dim light or something. Because this is not like the usual... how, like, most things work in, like, our world. If I remember correctly, she created the sun here, which is literally just a ball of, like, light mana and whatnot that revolves around the world of Etheria. It's kind of funny that most of the concepts of this freaking universe here, or at least of this particular world, because who knows if there's more worlds out there. Probably not similar to this. They did come from something, but who knows? Because we literally got the flat Earth, or not flat, flat Earth, but it's not actually flat because it's a floating island instance. And now we got the sun and the moon revolves around the planet. All of those conspiracies and whatnot. All that and more. So just be a light purple. Yeah, I think light purple here would look better, at least for the scene that we have portraying here. Yellow, light yellow for the, what do you call it? Light purple for this. Probably should, like, delete some of the rays from the moon so it's not too low. Let me try to get some more of this in. What other freaking things do we have here that we can add into this particular world? What other, like, types of conspiracies is there? Be funny if, like, most of the conspiracy-based stuff is like the normal, like, the actual truth in this world, not in our world. Then having a floating island as a planet, and having the sun and moon revolve around it. I'm still trying to figure out what more there is, because I think there's more. I'm pretty sure there might be more. There has to be more, right? It wouldn't just be those two particular types of theories now, would it? Not theories, conspiracies. Completely different E. Alright, now for the shadow rays, which shouldn't be that much. Shadow rays on you first. My body is sore. I'm so exhausted, I just want to lay down. Some shadow rays on this. And now let's get some shadow rays on the goddess over here. Not fully, but still need some shadow rays on her. Obviously. Okay, now before I go into the effects, is there anything here that I want to improve upon? I guess I could probably try to make her eyebrows a bit more brighter, just so they're more noticeable. I guess I could probably do the same to you, or should I make it darker? And should I make this a bit more thicker? Let's see what 2 does here. And we only got that. Unless instead of that, well, I don't know how this is going to work. We simulate pressure. Now I just do it without the simulate pressure so that we just have that out there. Well, it definitely does look a little bit more noticeable being in that part, having it be thicker. Let's see. I don't think there's anything more that I need to do to you. Well, there is the crystal glow that I kind of want to have. So I will do the crystal glows first. That could be in the effects, though. Whoops. I'll minimize all that. Crystal glow. It's probably going to be like 50 overlay. We'll see how that looks. So, what about this color here? Maybe a bit more brighter? Yeah. And then your crystal, which glows more purple. The light, yellow, and the dark. What is that? No, don't change your position. Stay in that pose. Stay in that pose. Is in a very strange position. Looks like a gangster mob cap or something. Alright, anywho, let's back to what we were doing before. I think that takes care of that. Let's see. Now we just need to do some stuff here. So I guess light orange area. Now let me switch over to effects. Get a nice golden look going on for her. Now I'm going to get some yellow areas in here. I'll probably cover up most of her body, have her be more glowing, golden and whatnot. Have the wings and take some of that golden look. The lands and take some of that golden look. Now for some light blue. Probably this one. Got some light blue there. Barely even. Let me reduce the sunlight's intensity a bit so you can still see the ocean. There. I still want you to see the ocean. And maybe reduce some of the lighting on the volcano here as well. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Too bright on that department. I wonder if I can get a teal in here. Can I get away with a teal? Probably. Too bright. How about this shade? Nope. These might be too dark in general. But this shade could work for this. Okay, again, too bright. How about this shade? Okay, how about this shade? Oh wait, what about green? There's a green teal here. Kind of. It has most of that tree covered, which is good. Have most of the interior in the middle of them covered as well. Okay, I think that's all I could probably do on that side. So now for some light, no, not blue, purple area. Alright, how about this shade of purple? Not too dark and bright enough to showcase throughout the world. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Get some orange area in here. Probably gonna need some normal blue. Orange to showcase all the fire and whatnot. And the orange here coming out of this. Or should that one be red? I feel like that one in particular should be red. So I'll go on ahead and make that red. This shade of red? No, how about this shade? A bit too bright. How about this one? Yeah, there we go. Alright, now we need some blue. Some blue areas. This might be where the teal comes into play. And not the shade of blue I want. What's this one? That's more of a light blue, but that's fine. Yeah, we can get some blue here as well. I think actually we can get some teal green here too. Which makes sense given the complete different appearance with the, the darkness over here. Now let's get some purple in here to make it darker. Get some purple on you as well to make you look darker. And I can't help but feel like there is something that I am missing. I'll get a pink area to the left side. I think I forgot to add in pink. That's not the thing that I'm missing. It's very specific what I'm missing. Wait, of course, the eye glows. We should have their eyes glow, right? Eye glow. Do I do vivid lighting? Alright, let's see. Is this what I want for your eyes? Nope. Well, vivid lighting could work if I reduce the opacity. Let me see what this looks like first. Now let me do it at 50. Yeah, nice eye glow from afar. Making the eyes look much nicer looking. What about yours? Will this shade of red do? Kind of, yeah. Godlike beings who have enough mana to make their eyes look like it's glowing. Now, I wonder if there's more that I can do with the wings right now before I go into the sepia, the final step. What if I did vivid lighting? Now, vivid lighting's too much. At least for that one, it's too much. What about yours? What would vivid lighting look for you? It changes a bit, but not exactly what we want. So, no, I think it's the best I can do. I can't say anything else that I can do that would make that look better. For crying out loud. Okay, now for the final step. Now we gotta figure out what kind of sepia we want. But the good thing about this is the sepia is different. So I gotta figure out what sepia I want on this side first. I kind of look good for that side. But is there one that's less That's too bright. I don't know, compared to this. What about this one? There's still a bunch of yellows here that we can choose from. And the light yellow here kind of looks good. Compared to this one with the more orange look. Yeah, I guess that's the one we do. And now we have to do this. This one, I'm not sure what I want to do. Oops. I guess we need to do it like, I don't know, is that going to be a problem? What if I know that's not the color I want, but I want to check to see if I can make this look with only just one. Okay, that looks good. So now let's figure out what we need from you. Teal? 2 teal. Or maybe I should just try to figure this out like this first. So then we can adjust accordingly. I'm not sure. What does an orange look like on that side? Or red even? What about this one? We got a light red sepia. Maybe? I'll save that one. That looks too bright. That looks too soft. And then we tried dark purple, but that didn't look good. Red or purple? Purple kind of works, though. So I think we'll go for this shade of purple, then. Yeah, sure, why not? We're at the maximum brush size that we can be. Maybe I shouldn't have you completely overtake the wing side as much. Yeah, there we go. Now there's still one more thing. I'm curious as to what I want to do to make this. I mean, it's purple. It's supposed to be purple. Darkness is purple. So I guess that's it. I don't think there's anything more here that I need to do. Jesus Christ. I think that might be all. I'm going to reset all my tools. I'm going to look through all of my options. Put that back to 100 as well. Even this smudge, if it's not already set there. I don't see anything more that I can do. We've got the tattoo, what do you call it, tattoos, which I tried to make more simplistic, so it's not going to be a... I mean, we might change it in future adaptations, but right now, that looks good. Now, what about does the hair here need to be adjusted to make it look more spiky? I think I can adjust the hair a bit before I do anything else, so I'm going to bring this up to here. And try to make it look more spiky here. As best as I can. The light's making it hard for me to see if it looks like what it's supposed to look like. At least in this instance, we know that he has spiky hair. And in this instance, we'll know that that's more like that. Oh, I guess we added a little bit, but not much. A little bit more, just so that it looks more spiky, but no, not too much darkness here. And some darkness in the hair over here. Okay, alright. Oops, did not want to do that. What the? How did this happen? Fucking Christ. Right, whatever, it's fine. And I think that's all there is that I can do. Let me see the... Yeah, that's white no matter what. Because that's pure white, so it's no way the glow is going to be able to surpass that. So yeah, it looks good. I just wish that from afar this didn't look like it's not actually, like the pupils aren't there. Like the pupils are black, but they're white. Well, it's fine. So there we go, folks. And as per usual, with effects, without effects. With effects, without effects. A huge difference, as per usual here. But, yeah. There we go, folks. So anyways, that's all for today's episode. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, or I skipped ahead, thanks for watching today's episode of Art Time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist, and of course, a previous episode of Art Time right over here. And since this is coming out on Thursday, the most recent episodes of the Game Crafters. Check that out, definitely. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Later.